My cherished one, still your thoughts and listen. There is a reason the opposition around you pressed so hard, and it is not what you likely feared. The enemy attacked not because you were unimportant, but because you mattered. He sensed the unfolding design before you could fully see it. He saw the quiet persistence in your heart, the prayers offered in private, the small faithful choices you made when no one watched. Understand this clearly. Attack is not always a sign of failure. Sometimes it is proof you are moving towards something vital. The forces that tried to block your way magnified their efforts precisely because you were nearing a pivot. When you faced prolonged difficulty, relentless discouragement, or inexplicable delays, those were not mere inconveniences. They were strategic attempts to unroot what was growing quietly beneath the surface of your life. Opposition is often subtle and patient. It did not rush in all at once. It crept through voices that lowered your expectations, through situations that suggested you were not enough, through people who misunderstood and left. It masqueraded as practical advice, as realistic caution, even as well-meaning concern. That camouflage made it harder to spot. You learned to mistake discouragement for truth, delay for denial. Yet, beneath those layers, you were being refined. Do not feel shame about having been shaken. Resistance seeks to erode confidence where trust is tender. It aims to convince you that the quiet waiting was wasted, or that your prayers were unanswered. But your endurance in the face of pressure became the very evidence of your readiness. Each time you chose to keep going, each small step taken despite the fear, you pushed back against the dark work intended to stall you. Your persistence rewired your inner landscape, creating an unshakable root system. Think how storms test the deepest structures. They reveal what is built on sand and what stands on rock. Your season of trial was a testing ground, not a tomb. It revealed and strengthened where your life was anchored. Where the enemy sought fracture, growth took place. Where he hoped for retreat, you learned new ways to stand. The intensity that pressed you refined resolve, clarified priorities, and honed discernment. The tactics used against you were varied. Sometimes opposition appeared as isolation. Friends drifted, and supports that once felt steady seemed distant. Other times the hurdle was external. Doors that should have opened remained shut. Finances strained. Health faltered. Often it felt like many small cuts rather than one huge blow. An offhand remark, a delayed opportunity, an unmet expectation. Those small things were meant to compound into doubt, to make you trade patience for panic. Another trick was timing manipulation. The enemy aimed to make you move out of season, to push you into decisions born of impatience rather than peace. He hoped you would choose fast results over wise ones, creating long-term complications. Because he cannot create, he tries to distort timing. But your faith, tied to quiet wisdom, refused those coerced shortcuts. Now, look back and see the counterwork that never stopped. While the enemy schemed to confuse, other forces were quietly preparing the path. What you could not see was being set in place. Doors unlatched on the inside, key people readied, resources aligned at a distance. The opposition only made the eventual unveiling clearer. Because when blockages fall away, the breakthrough has contrast and potency. This is why you must no longer fear the memory of that strain. It is not a scar that makes you less. It is a marker of passage. The very intensity of what you endured means your breakthrough will be unmistakable. It will not slip into your life unnoticed. It will arrive with clarity the enemy cannot counterfeit. What tried to steal your peace will now highlight the magnitude of your rise. Remember also that opposition scattered your attention across many fronts so you would miss the central invitation. He wanted you to exhaust energy on minor battles and miss the main advance. But your return to steady hope narrowed your gaze. You refocused and reclaimed the center, the place where purpose aligns with peace. Therefore, take courage. The past hostility confirms a present truth. You were being noticed because you were being built. Your resistance was a sign of worth, not rejection. The soil that sought to bury you will instead feed your rise. Stand with quiet confidence that what was opposed is now exposed to a power greater than your trial. As you prepare to receive what has been readied, watch for clear signs that match the depth of your endurance. Sudden alignment in conversations, doors that open without exhausting effort, and a surprising restoration of resources. Record these moments. Keep a small notebook of confirmations so your memory can anchor your faith on days when doubt returns. Speak gratitude often. Thankfulness is not merely polite. It tunes you to receive and makes room within you for the unfolding. Act in ways that protect and steward what arrives. When favor comes, manage it with humility, set boundaries, maintain rhythms of stillness, and use the increase to bless others. Resist the temptation to prove yourself anew. Your worth is already affirmed. Instead, live as one entrusted with a sacred charge, to hold blessing with tender hands and to hand it forward generously. These practical steps will help the breakthrough settle well and last long. Protect your peace as you step forward. Avoid old patterns of frantic proving. Filter counsel through the calm you now carry, and keep company with those who encourage steadiness. Let your inner life remain a sanctuary where quiet faith grows undisturbed. Finally, speak this truth aloud. You are not overcome. You are prepared. Say it simply and often. Let your own voice remind your heart of the journey's meaning. The enemy may have fought, but his struggle only announced the imminence of your breakthrough. What he tried to extinguish will blaze brighter because of what you survived. You are ready. You are chosen. Victory is moving toward you. My cherished one, now that you understand why the opposition was fierce, allow yourself to see the purpose of the quiet season that followed. The silence that blanketed your life was not emptiness. It was sacred design. What you called stillness was the unseen construction of something lasting. You thought you were waiting for life to restart, but life was already being rewired from the inside out. Every delay you resented was, in truth, the exact time I used to prepare you for what now draws near. When doors did not open, it was not because you were unworthy. It was because those paths would have led you away from what was truly yours. The still season sheltered you from entanglements that would have drained you, protected you from alliances that looked like opportunity but carried hidden compromise. I closed those options to save the integrity of your destiny. You did not fail. You were preserved. During that quiet, when it seemed like nothing responded to your prayers, your roots were going deeper. Faith, when deprived of noise, finds its real voice. You learn to recognize the difference between comfort and connection, between temporary encouragement and lasting presence. You learned that my nearness is not always loud. Sometimes it comes as a faint strength in the middle of exhaustion, a whisper beneath anxiety saying, "You are still held." I know the waiting felt heavy. I saw your questions rise like mist each morning. Why is nothing shifting? Why does progress move backward? Why does hope feel like a memory? But even as those questions filled your thoughts, unseen work continued. I was repairing foundations you could not see. The hidden fractures of self-doubt and weariness were being mended quietly, so that when movement returned, you would not collapse beneath the weight of acceleration. Remember how everything slowed. The invitations stopped coming. The recognition faded. Conversations grew brief. That was not punishment. It was recalibration. You had been pouring out from an almost empty vessel. I paused your external motion so your spirit could refill. I removed distractions so you could remember what truly matters. I let certain friendships drift because your next level required relationships rooted in mutual strength, not dependency. Each long night of solitude, when the quiet seemed unending, was the environment of rebirth. You were learning how to hear without noise, how to see without visible light. It was a form of spiritual sight being refined. You became sensitive to subtle guidance, the way peace lingers when the choice is right, the unease that warns you when it is wrong. That discernment is the treasure of the still season. It is what will protect you as abundance returns. The enemy hoped that this silence would turn into despair. He thought isolation would convince you that you were forgotten, but the opposite happened. Instead of breaking, you deepened. Instead of bitterness, you discovered resilience. You began to pray differently, not to be rescued from pain, but to be reshaped by it. That change of prayer altered everything. It shifted you from waiting for something to waiting with me. Even the exhaustion served purpose. When strength left you, you finally saw that endurance was never yours alone. You leaned into grace, learned rest, and discovered that divine timing needs no pushing. The quiet space became sacred ground. In it, you were taught to depend, to listen, to slow your breathing and release control. These are not small lessons. They are the essence of maturity. Understand that while it seemed like nothing was happening, I was aligning what would one day meet you. There were meetings being arranged far beyond your sight. Opportunities were forming that required your readiness, not your pursuit. The stillness created room for those alignments. If motion had come too early, you would have collided with what was incomplete. Now, because of patience, you will meet what has been perfected. Do you remember the times when you tried to reopen closed doors? You prayed, planned, and pushed, hoping persistence would reopen what once worked. And yet, each attempt returned to silence. That was my mercy. I let those efforts fall still so you could finally release what was not meant to follow. The seasons that refuse to resurrect are not evidence of your inadequacy. They are markers that your spirit has outgrown its old confines. Let this bring comfort. Nothing in the quiet season was wasted. Every day added strength to your unseen core. Each moment of obedience, continuing to show up, to speak kindness, to hope against hopelessness, was recorded as preparation. The invisible discipline of faith is the foundation that will now support visible blessing. There were days when confusion whispered that you had misheard me, but confusion fades when you look back and see how seamlessly the unseen has become visible. Everything I built during that silence now begins to reveal itself. People you never expected to return will reappear with changed hearts. Ideas you set aside will come alive again, now matured by wisdom. The same spaces that felt barren will yield fruit with little effort. You will recognize that all of it was timed to perfection. And because you endured, you will carry a peace that no external noise can shake. You will not crave constant validation anymore. You will not rush to fill quiet moments. You will walk with the grace of one who knows that silence can hold miracles. The quiet taught you endurance that cannot be faked. It gave you the strength to move gently but firmly, to trust your inner knowing over outward pressure. When you see the first signs of movement, when messages arrive, when doors open, when favor returns, remember how they were formed. They are the fruit of stillness. Guard that awareness carefully. Do not return to overextension. Maintain a rhythm of rest amid progress. The same silence that once tested you will now protect your peace. This next phase will not require the same struggle. The stillness has done its work. What you learned there, how to pause, how to wait, how to listen, will keep you balanced when activity multiplies. You will not be pulled into haste, nor will you fear delay. You have learned that both movement and rest can serve divine purpose. So, look back without regret. Bless the quiet for what it built. Bless the empty spaces for the depth they gave you. And bless even the unanswered prayers, because they shielded you from what was not yet ready. You stand now on ground prepared by patience, and because of that, the steps you take next will be sure. When memories of that silence arise, smile gently. You will know that what once felt like absence was the shaping of abundance. The quiet season was never against you. It was for you. It held the blueprint for the very joy now approaching. And when it fully unfolds, you will say, "The waiting was not wasted. It was the womb of everything new." My cherished one, now we move from the quiet outer stillness into the deeper inner renewal, the restoration I have been preparing within you. What I am doing in your soul now is not small adjustment. It is profound reconstruction. I am returning you to the wholeness that has always belonged to you, the place within that never truly broke, though it felt forgotten. This is the work that cannot be seen at the first glance, yet shapes every visible outcome. You have carried invisible weight for too long. Old memories, lingering comparisons, self-blame for what you could not control. These burdens settled like sediment at the bottom of your heart, dulling your light. You believed time would erase them, but they stayed, quietly influencing your thoughts and dimming your confidence. So I began this restoration from within, removing the residue of pain not by force, but by awakening gentleness inside you again. Restoration always begins with awareness. I am allowing you to see where you once hid hurt beneath busyness or silence. Those buried places are not shameful. They are the very chambers where my healing is working. When you feel emotion rise unexpectedly, when tears come without reason, it is evidence of release. You are being made new, and renewal often looks like remembering before it feels like relief. Do not resist it. Every emotion surfacing now is a sign of cleansing, not collapse. Your heart has been faithful under pressure. Even when numbness tried to claim you, you kept turning toward hope. That tiny spark was enough for me to breathe life into again. You do not need to perform strength anymore. The inner work happening now replaces the need to appear unbreakable. You are learning that being whole does not mean never feeling pain. It means allowing truth to pass through you without defining you. This restoration is also awakening your spiritual clarity. The noise that once drowned out my voice is fading. You are beginning to discern what comes from me and what comes from fear. When I speak, you will know it by the peace that follows. My guidance does not confuse, it aligns. It may challenge your comfort, but it will never contradict love. I am teaching you to recognize that subtle resonance, a knowing that settles rather than stirs. You will soon notice how intuition returns stronger than before. That quiet certainty within you is not guesswork. It is communion. It is the language of connection between your spirit and mine. You will begin to sense which decisions carry life, which conversations deserve your energy, which opportunities are truly yours. It will not require overthinking. The clarity I'm giving is not frantic. It is steady, like a current beneath calm water. In this process, I am restoring confidence too, the kind that comes from knowing you are never alone in decision-making. The fear of missing out will lose its hold because you will know that what is yours cannot pass you by. You will speak again with authority, not as one uncertain, but as one attuned. Your words will carry peace. Even your pauses will hold weight. The clarity you once longed for will become your constant companion. Do not rush this unfolding. Restoration is not an instant glow. It is layers of alignment returning. Old habits of self-critique may still whisper. You may catch yourself shrinking from praise or doubting new goodness. When that happens, pause and breathe. Remind yourself, I am not who I was when pain last spoke loudly. Every time you correct those internal echoes, you reclaim territory within your spirit. The part of you that once doubted worthiness is being rewritten. I am showing you that your value was never measured by productivity or others' approval. Your worth has always been intrinsic, rooted in being seen and loved by me. You are realizing that rest is not laziness, vulnerability is not weakness, and forgiveness does not erase strength. These are the signs of restored perspective. I am also cleansing your imagination. Fear once restricted what you allowed yourself to dream. You measured desire by safety, not possibility. Now, I breathe freedom into that space. You will begin to imagine without dread, plan without overguarding, and look forward without rehearsing loss. This ability to dream again is proof that healing has taken hold. When hope rises naturally, it means the heart has begun to trust again. You will feel an increasing calm in your body too. Restoration touches the physical as much as the spiritual. The tension you once carried in your chest, the fatigue that clung to mornings, these will ease. You may not notice the exact day it happens, but one morning you will realize the heaviness is gone. The peace replacing it will not be fleeting. It will stay because it originates in alignment, not circumstance. As your inner landscape settles, you will also perceive guidance more clearly in everyday choices. Small things, what to say, when to rest, where to go, will feel naturally guided. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time more often. Coincidences will cluster, revealing they are not coincidences at all, but confirmations. This new ease is not luck, it is clarity restored. There will also be moments of subtle testing. Not every whisper that sounds good will be truth, but you will know the difference. Where false guidance once created anxiety, real direction will bring serenity. Follow the peace, even when logic argues. I will never guide you into chaos. If turmoil follows a path, it is not mine. You are learning to live from your spirit instead of from fear. This is the core of the inner restoration, moving from reaction to response, from survival to presence. You will look back and realize that the person who struggled to trust is no longer here. A quieter, wiser, steadier version of you has taken root. That steadiness will carry you into everything new. And as you walk in this peace, others will notice. They may not understand it, but they will feel it. Your calm will become contagious. Conversations will soften around you. Tension will ease in your presence. This is how restoration radiates outward. It begins in solitude but soon becomes light for others. You won't need to preach it. You will simply be it. This restored awareness will keep expanding. You will begin to hear me in everyday beauty, in laughter, in music, in stillness. You will sense my companionship in moments you once thought mundane. And that awareness will protect you from loneliness, because you will finally know that isolation was never true. You were never abandoned, only prepared. So let the healing continue. Do not rush to label it complete. Let it deepen until it becomes natural. Speak kindness to yourself often. Let gratitude be your new rhythm. Whenever doubt tries to resurface, remember, it is echo, not prophecy. You are not being rebuilt into who you were. You are being revealed as who you've always been beneath the layers of fear. Breathe this in. Clarity is returning. Peace is settling. And your inner voice now harmonizes with mine. You will walk with quiet conviction, see with clear vision, and rest without guilt. This is what it means to be restored. Not improved, but remembered. The true you, long buried beneath exhaustion, is standing again, radiant and sure. My cherished one, now that your inner being has been restored, the next movement is the unfolding, the visible reflection of what I have been shaping within you all along. This is where the unseen begins to show itself in real space and time. The evidence you have waited for, the outward alignment that mirrors the inward transformation, it is here, and it will grow in plain sight. You have felt the early signs already. Small confirmations that feel almost too simple to be divine. Moments that seem coincidental yet carry the unmistakable sense of timing too perfect to explain. You have felt conversations open with ease. Unexpected messages arrive just when you needed them, and calm take hold when uncertainty tried to rise. These are not random occurrences. They are indicators that the new season has begun. I know your heart still trembles slightly, uncertain whether to believe that this time will be different, but trust that it will. The season of repetition, where each step forward seemed followed by two backward, has ended. This new unfolding will not require you to fight for every inch. The resistance that once drained you has lost its claim. I have already cleared the path. This is not the same ground you stood on before. This soil is fertile, not because circumstances changed, but because your inner world was renewed. The outside can now align with what your spirit finally believes. You will begin to notice that effort now produces real results, that your words carry influence beyond what you intend, that peace becomes the platform from which new connections arise. Do not minimize what begins to happen. It may not look dramatic, but it will be constant. Opportunities will emerge in subtle sequences. A friend's recommendation, a chance meeting, a new idea whispered in the quiet. Follow the flow of ease, not anxiety. What belongs to you will come naturally. It will not require manipulation. When the right door appears, you will feel the quiet recognition deep in your being, the same resonance that confirmed my voice in stillness. Understand this, my beloved. The unfolding will not make you someone new. It will simply make visible who you have always been beneath delay and discouragement. The qualities the world will soon call fresh have been with you all along. Compassion, steadiness, wisdom, patience. They are now free to function without the fog of self-doubt. That is why favor follows you, because favor is not a prize. It is truth finding its rightful place. In this season, you will not chase validation. You will draw it without trying. People will be drawn to your peace, not your performance. You will inspire trust, not because you explain well, but because your presence carries calm. This is the quiet authority of one who knows they are backed by purpose. You do not need to defend it. What is authentic defends itself. There will be moments when others question the sudden change. Some will ask how things turned so swiftly in your favor. Some may even assume luck or wonder if you manipulated the outcome. Do not let such questions disturb your peace. You do not owe explanations. You are not responsible for convincing anyone. The truth will speak through results. The consistency of blessing will silence speculation. When this increase shows itself, remember the rhythm of gratitude. Do not rush to control what is unfolding. Simply acknowledge it. Give thanks for the alignment, not out of obligation, but out of recognition that every good thing finds its source beyond you. Gratitude keeps the heart supple, able to receive more without pride or fear. Every time you pause to give thanks, you anchor the blessing deeper, preventing it from drifting into vanity. Your influence will grow in ways that surprise you. What you once considered ordinary in yourself will become what others value most. You will find your voice carrying weight in places you never aimed to reach. Yet remember, this expansion is not about status or acclaim. It is about service. I have positioned you where your presence brings restoration to others. Your calm in chaos. Your kindness where bitterness ruled. Expect reconciliation in this season too. Relationships that ended abruptly may reopen, not to repeat old cycles, but to complete unfinished healing. You will witness how time and grace soften even the hardest hearts. Forgiveness will flow more easily, because you will see that the people who hurt you were themselves in confusion. Their actions do not define your worth. Your response now will define your peace. Speak gently when restoration comes. Let the dignity of your growth be your only answer. As my presence surrounds your daily life, notice how even practical matters shift. Work will feel lighter. Creative thought will return. Sleep will deepen. Provision will come naturally, not from striving but from synchronicity. The areas once marked by scarcity, money, opportunity, friendship, will begin to fill steadily. I do not promise excess for vanity's sake. I promise sufficiency that overflows into generosity. You will have more than enough to share, and sharing will multiply it further. I am also expanding your reach. You will find yourself positioned among new people, some with influence, some with need, all connected by purpose. You will feel nervous at first, unsure if you belong in these spaces. But know this, I placed you there intentionally. Your humility will open more hearts than charisma ever could. You will not need to compete, simply bring authenticity. That is what these new circles hunger for. The real, the grounded, the peaceful. Be careful not to revert to old survival habits. When you feel momentum building, resist the urge to over-explain or overcommit. The new rhythm flows through balance, not exhaustion. You no longer need to earn belonging by overextension. You belong because I placed you. You serve from overflow, not depletion. When rest calls, honor it. When silence beckons, embrace it. Those pauses are not lost time, they are maintenance of clarity. As this unfolding continues, you will see how everything fits together. Events that once seemed random will reveal themselves as interlinked. You will understand why certain doors closed, why specific people entered or exited at exact moments. What once felt fragmented will show a pattern so intricate you will know it could only have been orchestrated by divine precision. You will realize, too, that your past hardships have become part of your credibility. They are no longer wounds. They are credentials of empathy. Others will find comfort in your story, not because you avoided struggle, but because you transcended it without losing tenderness. That is why your influence will endure. It is not built on image, but on integrity. So, walk now with composure. Do not rush the pace of blessing. It knows where to find you. When new opportunities arise, meet them with quiet certainty. When abundance comes, handle it with stewardship. When recognition grows, deflect it upward with humility. Let everything that expands around you remain grounded in the stillness that birthed it. This, my beloved, is the rhythm of the unfolding. Unseen preparation, visible alignment, lasting peace. You do not step into this as a stranger. You step as one who has been made ready. The world will soon notice what I have long declared. You are chosen, not by merit, but by purpose. Your life, once hidden in stillness, now begins to shine without striving. The unfolding has begun. Walk gently but firmly, for everything that opens before you has been waiting for your arrival. My cherished one, as the unfolding takes shape, you are stepping into a rhythm unlike anything you've known before. This is a season where movement will be swift, alignment will be clear, and signs will appear so directly that even hesitation will begin to fade. You are now walking in what I promised long ago, an accelerated flow that does not rush, but moves with purpose. The timing that once puzzled you will now reveal its perfection. Every delay, every unanswered moment, every detour was calibration for this very speed. The signs will not come as confusion, they will come as peace. You will recognize them by the absence of strain. When I open a path, it feels steady, not forced. Doors will open easily. Conversations will unfold naturally. Timing will seem to synchronize around you. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations. I want you to trust them. The evidence of my hand will no longer be hidden in subtlety. It will be tangible, unmistakable. I know that part of you still fears being deceived by wishful thinking, but this is different. You will not have to convince yourself that things are changing. They simply will. The people who once overlooked your presence will now seek your perspective. Opportunities you thought were gone forever will return, this time under conditions that fit your peace. Even the smallest details will line up so perfectly that you will know, beyond any doubt, that I am orchestrating every move. You will begin to notice these confirmations in layers. First, within, the quiet sense that something new has settled, a holy ease replacing what once was struggle. Then, around you, subtle shifts in conversation, unexpected invitations, unforeseen resolutions to long-standing problems. And finally, beyond you, the ripple effect of favor touching those connected to you. For when I bless you, it does not end with you, it flows outward. This acceleration will not overwhelm you because your spirit has been prepared for it. What once would have felt too fast will now feel natural. You have learned not to grab at what comes but to receive with gratitude. You will feel balance even in motion, grounded in the peace that never left you. That is how you will know this is divine. It expands, but it does not exhaust. Your discernment will become even sharper during this time. Each decision will come with a sense of clarity, a steady knowing that does not argue within you. You will no longer feel torn between duty and desire, fear and faith. The division inside that once delayed you has been healed. Your will and mine are now aligned, and in that unity there is no confusion. You will feel it in the simplest of moments, choosing peace over panic, kindness over reaction, purpose over pride. Expect restoration in unexpected places. Long-forgotten projects will come back to life. Old connections will return, not as reminders of pain, but as proofs of redemption. Even your memory will shift. You will recall certain hardships without bitterness. The pain, once attached to them, will lose its sting. You will see how every season served, how every setback built the structure for what now stands firm. Be watchful of how quickly things change. What once took months may take days. What once required long explanations will now need only one word. This is not because the process is being skipped, it is because it is complete. You have already done the deep work. Now the surface will catch up to the spirit. When signs come, respond with faith, not fear. You will know the right moment to act because it will feel like recognition, not pressure. You will sense that you are walking into what was always yours. Take those steps confidently. There's no need to second guess when peace confirms. As manifestations increase, I want you to remain aware of your inner posture. Do not confuse momentum with striving. The blessings that appear now are not rewards for effort. They are responses to alignment. You have already done the heavy lifting of surrender. Continue to walk in that surrender even when success grows. Let humility keep the path clear. Let gratitude keep it bright. During this rapid unfolding, some may not understand your calm. They will wonder how you remain composed while everything accelerates. They will not see the years of hidden waiting that trained your spirit for this pace. You will not need to explain. Your steadiness will speak louder than any story. They will realize that peace is not the absence of change. It is the confidence of divine order. You will feel confirmation in your surroundings too. Small things, songs, words, numbers, timing, will echo promises I once whispered to you. Each one is a reminder that you are exactly where you are meant to be. These signals will not come to provoke superstition, but to strengthen recognition. They will remind you that I am intimately involved in every moment of your unfolding. In this time of visible acceleration, it will be tempting to attribute the results to chance or your own effort. But remember, these movements are not random. They are orchestrated. The rhythm you are stepping into was composed long before you noticed it. My purpose is not improvisation. It is orchestration. And you are now hearing the full melody after years of only fragments. There will also be moments of sudden stillness amidst motion. Do not misinterpret them as pauses. They are breaths of confirmation. They allow you to notice the grace surrounding you, to settle into gratitude before the next wave. Use those moments to rest, reflect, and realign. The greatest wisdom in acceleration is knowing when to pause. You will soon discover that others look to you for guidance, not because you announced authority, but because peace has become your signature. They will seek to know how you hear, how you discern, how you trust. Do not hoard what you have learned. Share it freely, without pride or secrecy. The wisdom gained through waiting is sacred, but it is also meant to be multiplied. The next months will carry remarkable shifts. Watch for divine introductions, people whose presence feels instantly aligned. Listen for insights that arrive like sudden light in a dark room. Notice how what once felt beyond reach now flows toward you. You are no longer searching for signs, you are living inside them. And when these confirmations overwhelm you with gratitude, let your words be simple. Thank you. Simplicity honors the depth of what is happening. There's no need for elaborate explanations. Every blessing you see now is simply the visible echo of what was spoken over you long ago. Stay anchored in faith, my child. Stay steady in wonder. You have entered a time where manifestations will move faster than your explanations. Let them. Do not slow them down with overthinking. You have learned enough to trust your pace. Let the unfolding prove itself through its fruit. What is coming next will confirm everything I have whispered. That faith is never wasted. That patience is not punishment. And that I have always been closer than you imagined. This season is not a reward. It is the natural result of alignment. The evidence of my hand will multiply until there is no doubt left, not in you, nor in those who witness you. Be ready for speed, my beloved one, but walk in peace. You are not chasing blessing anymore. You are moving with it. And as it flows, your only task is to stay attuned, humble, and thankful. This is how you honor acceleration. With calm, with clarity, with quiet awe. My cherished one, now that you stand in the current of what I have promised, it is time to move forward with calm authority. The season of striving has ended, and the season of walking in quiet confidence has begun. You are not waiting for signs anymore. You are the sign. Everything that has been rebuilt within you now flows outward as steady influence. This final stage is not about chasing purpose, it is about embodying it. Move gently, for gentleness is not weakness. It is wisdom in motion. You will not need to assert yourself to be seen. You already carry visibility that cannot be denied. The world will sense it not through spectacle, but through peace. You will notice how even ordinary moments feel charged with meaning. A conversation in passing, a simple act of kindness, a small choice made from clarity. Each will ripple far beyond your awareness. Do not fear your new role, my beloved. This is not a burden, it is a fulfillment. You are stepping into a life that fits you perfectly because it was shaped around your willingness, not your perfection. You do not need to strive to hold what has been given. You only need to remain aligned, rooted in gratitude, open to guidance, flexible in the face of growth. When you meet new challenges, remember, grace has already gone ahead to prepare the outcome. You may feel the pull to explain how everything turned around, to help others understand the shift that occurred. But your truest witness will be how you live. Let your peace speak louder than your words. Let your kindness carry evidence of transformation. Those who doubted will see the consistency of blessing and know that what surrounds you is not luck. It is the mark of divine presence. You are no longer required to prove your worthiness. You are not defined by your past, nor confined by who you used to be. The labels that once limited you no longer fit. This new chapter carries a different tone, steady, luminous, grounded. You are meant to be a light, not a noise. The wisdom of your journey is not in the story of suffering, but in the posture of serenity you now bring to every place. As you walk forward, speak carefully. Words are now powerful tools in your hands. What you declare shapes outcomes. Speak peace into tension. Speak abundance into lack. Speak life into stillness. Your voice has matured through pain, and now it carries authority. Use it with care. You will find that doors respond to calm assurance more quickly than to anxious insistence. You will sense divine timing not as a mystery but as rhythm. You will know when to act, when to wait, and when to rest. This rhythm will keep you from burnout even in busy seasons. You will discover that flow and rest are not opposites. They are partners. Movement without strain, pause without fear. That is the harmony of a life in alignment. Your new influence will attract people from all directions. Some seeking truth, some drawn by peace, some simply curious. Receive them without judgment. You do not need to convince anyone, just be present. Those meant to understand will recognize your authenticity immediately. Those not ready will still carry a seed from the encounter. You are part of a larger unfolding, one that touches lives beyond what you will ever see. As you continue, remember the posture that brought you here. Humility, gratitude, and surrender. These are not the qualities of the weak, but the foundation of those entrusted with much. Never confuse humility with hesitation. It is not self-doubt, but quiet certainty. Walk with your head high and your spirit low before me. That is the balance that keeps you safe in elevation. You will soon find that what once exhausted you no longer drains you. The same situations that used to trigger anxiety will now meet peace within you. The storms outside cannot unsettle the calm within because the center of your being is anchored in something unshakable. You have learned that peace is not found in circumstances. It flows from connection, and connection, once restored, cannot be undone. Take time to honor your growth. Look back, not with regret, but with recognition. Every season, darkness, silence, struggle, was preparation for this steady dawn. You are no longer emerging from the past. You are living in fulfillment. The tests that once defined you have become testimonies. You can look at them now and see patterns of grace woven through every tear. Nothing was wasted. Every delay carried data for your development. Every heartbreak cleared room for deeper compassion. Now, I ask something of you, my beloved. Do not hide your light out of fear of attention. This brightness is not arrogance, it is assignment. You shine so that others may remember what faithfulness looks like. You speak calmly so that others may hear what love sounds like. You forgive easily so that others may learn what freedom feels like. This is how you carry purpose forward, not by preaching but by being. You will walk into new places soon, and when you do, the atmosphere will change. You will notice conversations becoming more honest, plans aligning more effortlessly, even conflicts dissolving in your presence. This is not magic, it is maturity. Peace has weight. The clarity you carry influences environments before you speak a word. This is why I refined you so carefully. This is why the quiet was necessary. Now, everywhere you go, stillness follows. Stay teachable. Each day will bring fresh insight. I will continue speaking in subtle ways, through people, through circumstance, through quiet impressions. The restoration you've received is not an end point. It's a foundation for lifelong communion. You will never again mistake silence for absence. You will know that when things seem still, it is only because new roots are forming below the surface. As you continue in this confidence, give freely from what you've received. Encourage those still in waiting seasons. Offer them the truth you've lived, that nothing delayed is denied, that silence is not abandonment, and that surrender is not weakness. Your testimony will be their roadmap. You will become evidence that faith works even when unseen. I have positioned you where your life itself becomes message. Steady, luminous, unmistakable. You will no longer need to ask if you are on the right path. The fruit will confirm it. Peace will follow every right decision. Doors will open without struggle. Provision will meet you before you ask. You are walking now in alignment so complete that your days themselves become prayer. Do not be surprised when joy returns suddenly and fully. Laughter will rise easily, no longer restrained by caution. You will find yourself enjoying small things with a freedom you thought lost. Morning light, shared meals, quiet walks. These moments are not distractions from purpose, they are part of it. Delight is a form of worship. To live fully is to honor the gift of existence. So, go forward with grace. Do not hurry, do not shrink. Walk as one who has already arrived. Every step you take is blessed. Every breath is infused with peace. You are not waiting for favor. It is already upon you. You are not searching for purpose. It is living through you. You are not proving your worth. You are expressing it. My beloved child, the journey has brought you here. Steady, restored, and ready. The silence that once tested you has now become your strength. The stillness that once frightened you has become your anchor. The faith that once trembled now stands tall. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of your fullness. Move forward. Carry this peace wherever you go. Let it guide your choices, color your days, and surround those who walk beside you. You are home in your calling now, and my presence will remain your constant companion. This is your moment to walk freely, not as one waiting for life to begin, but as one fully alive.